The internet is in an uproar again. We are back, and today we're still talking about street fighting. Can Sport Jiu-Jitsu handle it? Can Gracie Jiu-Jitsu handle it? What's the best? We will do a comparison. This gets in-depth-ish, and I will see you in a minute. All right, my friends, welcome back. I am Bill Jones, head instructor of top-level martial arts in beautiful downtown Cuyahoga Falls on a rainy April morning. With me, as always, my friend, my pal, my chum, my co-host, slightly above novice in all things, Mr. Edward Whitney. How's it going, Ed?
Life is grand, sir. Life is good.
All right, I'm glad to hear that.
How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Me either.
Working on a home office. Let's be honest. It's more of a man cave.
I was going to say office.
That happens to have a computer in it that I can do work on.
Or watch YouTube.
No, I'll probably do that on the TV I'm going to put in there.
Oh, okay. Nice. Perfect. See, you're thinking like me.
There's going to be a small couch, a TV, no children's things other than you know, my like G.I. Joe and...
You mean your own children's things?
Yes.
Those are different.
That's different.
So you mean your daughters can't just like riddle it with dolls and...
No, fuck that
fake
noise.
cupcakes.
That's my new thing I'm saying is fuck that noise. But,
fuck that noise?
Yeah.
Okay.
I realize that's probably 6 years old by now, but...
I'll be honest with you, my dad used to say that when I was a kid.
Are you serious?
So it's very like...
Maybe it's come back.
Yeah, so
it's like
it's kind of a warm place in my heart hearing you say fuck that noise. That reminds me like my dad stuck in Route 8 traffic. Somebody cut him off. Fuck that noise, you know, so it takes me back.
So, anyway, man, what about you?
Life's good, man.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sore today, man.
Are you?
Yeah, I've been getting back at it at the gym. Did some hard rolling last night. Got my butt kicked.
I thought you said getting it in the back. Anyway.
Whoa.
No, I misunderstood.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay.
Clearly.
I mean, if that's your thing, it's fine.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. Okay. Yeah, no, just getting back in the squat cage and stuff, you know.
Okay.
Feeling it.
Yeah.
My fingertips are sore.
How'd you roll last night? You said we were talking about this. You said that you feel like you didn't roll as good as you could have last night.
I think I did pretty good. It's just
okay.
He's pretty good too.
Oh, so he was better.
He was better. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
On this,
that happens.
This moment in time, he was definitely better.
That happens.
Yeah,
no
what
worries.
Do? He's legit purple belt. You know, it's a solid game.
So, you know, maybe you've heard this before. Maybe you haven't, but it turns out there's a lot of people who think that sport jiu-jitsu is useless in a fight.
Useless is a strong word.
Yeah.
I could see flawed, maybe.
So now I'm gonna reference a couple different things here.
Okay.
You know, kind of bring to light some things that have been on. And by I say the internet is in an uproar, I mean that a person posted a very long
website.
post on Facebook.
Nice.
But it was long enough that and in depth enough that like I was like, whoa, dude, you're really triggered about this.
Oh wow. Okay.
So and I will say this too, I got to get better at screenshotting shit.
Okay.
Because a few people came back at this guy and the post has since disappeared. So very interesting. But I'll give you a little background. I'm not going to give names.
No, please don't.
I don't need to give names.
No.
But you know, especially since he deleted it. He had his own reasons for deleting it, I'm sure.
He just probably didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah. But anyway, the person is a highly experienced law enforcement officer.
Okay.
And just so that you understand what I mean when I say highly experienced, I'm talking like SWAT, FBI raids, high level shit. He's been in the shit,
gotcha.
Been shot at, been stabbed at, been, you know, dealt with real life holy shit scenarios.
Gotcha.
Okay, so definite kind of military type personality.
Okay.
Also very skilled in Filipino knife fighting and like Kali, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So So really skilled individual, really really high level guy. Trains with Dan and Osanto. He's a black belt under Pedro Sauer in Brazil in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. But so I mean, like anybody who's listening to this that's in the association probably knows who the hell I'm talking about, and probably saw the post and whatever.
That's what I was gonna say. People who know you're talking about probably already seen the post, so I don't think it matters.
True. But anyway, the best I can do is paraphrase it at this point.
Yeah, please.
I was gonna read the whole thing because he had his own way of saying it, and I'm not a fan of paraphrasing. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you get it
something
wrong
gets
sometimes.
lost.
Yeah. But anyway, long story short, he really, really, really talked down. I'm guessing that he was at a tournament over the weekend.
Okay.
And didn't like what he saw as what he referenced as sport jiu-jitsu. And the specific things he talked about are dependence on the lapels, like 50-50, deep half guard, De La Riva guard, those types of things.
Okay.
And then proceeded to point out how those things can't work in a fight and these guys wouldn't last. And like, I guess this is where I think a lot of people took issue, was that like he didn't just say he doesn't like those things and that those things don't work, but he went on to say that those people couldn't last in a fight. They would get their butts kicked in real life. And again, I don't have his exact words in front of me because the post has been since deleted.
Yeah.
But that was the gist of it. And it was very long. When I say very long, I'm talking like one of those 7-paragraph jobs.
Oh, okay.
That you got to scroll like 15 times to see it. You got to hit the read more.
And
then you got to keep scrolling.
General rule of thumb: if you're typing something on Facebook, once you're into that second, third paragraph, I'd walk away from the screen for a few minutes. Come back and make sure that you really want to put that deep a thought on Facebook. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Do you know what I mean?
That's like a good general rule of thumb.
Yeah, like once you're past paragraph 1, be like,
Deep Thoughts by Ed Whitney.
Yeah,
we need to do a post for you. We did that one for a while back.
Yeah.
We need to do one like that for you.
Yeah. Just walk away for a few minutes, go get a coffee, come back. You probably won't want to
It could just be you like looking off into the distance and it says, started writing on Facebook. After 2 paragraphs, I said, fuck it.
Yeah, delete.
And walked away.
Yeah. Go call a friend and talk to them about it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this post, it kind of went a little bit viral for a little bit.
Okay.
And then this morning, and this is a post I went ahead and shared to the Black Belt Tips Facebook page.
Oh, yeah.
And it's getting a lot of traction. But this morning, or last night, Mr. Jiu-Jitsu himself posts a picture of a lady.
Oh, the one with the sport jiu-jitsu?
A very cute-looking young woman.
Yeah,
with
Brazilian girl.
Holding up a sign. Yeah, she's got a Brazilian flag in her pocket. It looks like it's from Brazil.
Yeah, she's tan-complected, dark hair. She's probably Brazilian.
And it says, sport jiu-jitsu competitors will still beat your ass in a street fight.
Yes.
That's all the sign says.
Yep.
And, so I posted that, and a lot of people had a lot of questions, and basically I posted it with a, what do you think, right?
Yeah,
I didn't give any opinion whatsoever. And, we got a lot of opinions on it. Some people saying, for the most part that's true. We got a few people like not answering.
Okay.
For the most part that's true. Like, what's that even mean? That doesn't mean shit. Maybe. Come on, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. Some guy, no rules in a street fight, brawlers, and someone with the will can win. Any sport martial artist would whoop that ass in a real street fight, which I think is a better way to say it. Like, I feel like sport martial arts in general, it's a great generalization.
Yeah, very, very blanket.
Can give you an edge in terms of speed of a fight, the discipline it takes to, kind of wait for an opening.
Yeah.
The aggression of a fight. Like, you can get used to those kinds of things if you train at a higher level. Now, obviously, there's caveats to that. Like, yeah. I don't think that's necessarily true of like touch martial arts, like the ones that like we were at a competition, you and I.
Yeah.
And they were doing what they call point fighting.
Yeah, like
and that is like
sparring.
I touch you and then we stop.
Yep.
And then we back away. There's not like combinations going
Yeah.
on. And if there are, they stop at contact. Like that I don't think is going to help you that much.
I think that might actually hurt you.
But I think like if you look at Kyokushin karate, have you ever seen that stuff?
I'm sure I have.
It's full contact karate. They don't stop. Like there's
okay.
You just keep beating the ever living hell, and the goal is to knock your opponent down or out.
Yeah, that's called fighting.
Yeah,
without grappling.
Yeah,
yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think that was a pretty true statement that guy made. I think in general, and then obviously like boxing, kickboxing, wrestling. I mean, all these things are going to be good for you.
It's a very like blanket statement, and I think there's a lot of specifics at hand that we would have to discuss.
Yeah.
Like, how high of a level sport competitor are they?
Yeah.
Who's this guy they're fighting? Does this guy know anything? Has he ever wrestled for 2 years in high school? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things involved in that.
Yeah, and I think this is what I always come back to, and we've talked about it before on the podcast, and so I want to approach it a little differently, but I figured we could start with it today.
Yeah.
Is that, in general, self-defense, street self-defense is designed for defending yourself against a person who knows very little.
Yes.
Right? Or it's an ambush type situation, right? Like you're being attacked, you didn't even know you were going to be attacked, and now you are. Right? It's like a life and death scenario type thing. That's what most people, I believe, mean when they say street fight, or I should say when they say self-defense, as opposed to street fight.
Yeah.
To me, a street fight is something I can walk away from.
Yeah.
Meaning that like I don't have to fight you.
No.
That in my opinion is something that should literally never happen with any well-adjusted adults.
Yes.
Street fights should not happen.
Exactly.
That's something kids do.
Yep.
Because their egos are too big, and it's something that assholes do when they just want to puff their ego up.
Yeah, I was actually thinking the same thing. So I was going to say self-defense and street fighting are very different things. Mm-hmm. They are not the same.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I
agree.
Yeah, so I mean, a street fight is that's a very, I don't know, it's kind of a flawed term in my opinion.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you take, I'm trying to think of somebody, Emil, who everybody thinks is silly with his jiu-jitsu.
Emil Fisher.
Yes, Emil Fisher, past guest on the podcast.
Yeah.
Dude, he's going to beat the shit out of 99% of the people of a similar size in a fight.
And he's not a small guy. He's probably, 190, 200?
Yeah, probably 6'1", 190.
Yeah.
And he does
he's not a guy
jiu-jitsu.
He's not a guy you probably would want to fuck with to begin with. And now he's got, almost 20 years of jiu-jitsu on top of it.
Exactly. And he does some silly things in tournaments, but I would be willing to bet he beat the shit out of generally most people who don't.
I mean, just look how quick his leg locks are.
Yeah, exactly.
You hit someone with a heel hook and bust their ankle.
Yeah,
and then you literally stand up nice and slow and walk away.
Yeah.
They can't support their weight anymore.
Yep.
They're done.
Yep.
So and that's another thing that people and this guy specifically complains about in tournaments is leg locks.
I'm not a huge fan of them. I mean, as far as for fighting, I don't know that it's the best approach. But against some jerk off the street, dude, he's gonna rip their fucking leg right out of the socket.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
quite literally.
Yeah, literally.
It's gonna pop out of socket.
Yes. Like that's
their knee is gonna twist in a direction it's not supposed to twist.
Yeah, exactly. And then what? And then what the fuck?
And we know that for a fact because it happens in tournaments.
Yeah.
Against skilled people.
Yes.
Who know how to get out.
Yes.
Let alone against some dude who's just caught up in it.
Has no idea what's happening.
Yeah, you think that dude's done.
He has no idea what's happening.
And we've talked about that before. And I can honestly say this is true of most martial arts I've been in. Once you become sufficiently skilled, the average person who walks in is, until they learn some of it, no clue. They're done.
Yep.
I mean, now I think the learning curve is less for standing arts because aggression can overcome it much easier.
Yep.
But it's still like whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it was in karate, when someone walked through the door and they didn't know how to approach, you know what I mean? Like you had angles, you had and then forget about it if you're talking boxing and Muay Thai, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those guys fight for real every day. So.
Yep. And I mean, just to be clear what I'm saying, I still think positional dominance, get to knee on belly, get to mount, is better for fighting. But I mean, just for the sake of the argument, you know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Yeah, like,
and this is where we've come from before. It
Yeah.
is like, okay, like we get what you're saying,
yeah,
but I don't think that I guess I just don't see a quote, and I put this in quotes. Not really. I didn't feel like moving my arms, but I'm going to
I'd
say
have covered
quotes.
for you.
Oh, okay.
I'd have went with it.
You would have gone with that.
Yeah, like he did air quotes.
But like a sport guy, or a guy who does mostly tournament type stuff and worries about advantages and worries about that stuff. He also, if you ever notice, they look at the ref, they make sure they get their points, they move on. There's no ref. He's not going to stop and look up and be like, "Oh, where's the ref?" Like, he's not a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be like, "Oh, I just got punched in the face. I'm about to break this person."
Yeah.
And like you don't. What are you talking about? Like, these kinds of, and that's like the kind of stuff that was in, like, oh, they'll stop, they'll look at the ref, make sure they got their advantage. Maybe they're not going to do that
in a fight. Dude gets he gets him out, gets side control.
He's looking up. He's like, has that been 3 seconds?
I just beat you 10-0, and just gets up off the dude and walks away. I smoked you.
But I think that's what some of these guys think, or either that, or they think that marketing that way is useful, and and maybe it is to a very, very, very select few. Like, but most people don't care about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Dude, your hair's on point today. I keep looking at it, man. It looks good.
Thanks.
You just cut it or something?
No, I actually used a hairdryer this morning, though.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got to quit leaving that step out. Sometimes I'm in a hurry, and I'm
Dude,
like, it'll air dry.
I think the kids say on fleek.
Fleek. That's what they said, like, fleeking 5 years ago.
5 years. I'm sorry, I'm 5 years behind the times. That, to me, that's caught up, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
My words could be from, you're lucky I didn't say it looked radical.
You're like, fuck that noise. Your shit's on fleek today. I'm like, wow, Bill. Wow.
Bill, straight out of the mid-thousands.
The mid-thousands.
The aughts. Hey, when do we get old enough that we can just say, like, aught 1, aught 2?
I think we're there, bud.
Are we?
Yeah, I think we can say that whenever we choose.
Back in aught 2, I was in the war back in aught 4.
Yep.
What the hell were we talking about? Oh, street self-defense.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like sometimes this argument gets beat to death.
Yes.
But I feel like the guys who say that, I think they honestly believe it.
Okay.
But I also, I feel like there should be a meme for this. Like one with like a guy, like it shows like a face of like an angry guy, like complaining about tournaments rules. Yeah. And then another one of a guy like just like holding his chin and like head up a little bit, kind of looking a little cocky, and it says, "So your guys lost, huh?" Because that's what I feel really happened, right? Like oh, they were just going for advantages and stuff, and my guys were going for the sub, and that's why they lost. Well, what the fuck?
I don't know that going for the submission all the time is good self-defense.
I don't think so either.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
get to a safe position first. Oh, like an advantage?
Yeah.
And then, I don't know.
So, and I always go back to this. The point system was created to reward positional dominance.
Yes.
That's why it was made.
Like,
advantages came in because it turns out that super high-level competitors sometimes never get to a positionally dominant position.
Yeah.
That was redundant, but you get what I'm saying.
I got you.
So they started like saying, okay, well, you almost got there, so I guess you got an advantage. Like, that's how that came.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because you have to have some way of choosing a winner.
Yeah.
And at one point, it was just the ref would say, okay, this guy did better. He raised his hand. And there was no proof, right? Yeah. So they said, well, what's your proof that he did better? Well, he got to there. Oh, okay, well, how do we know that? Well, now we'll create advantages. This is how these things develop. This is how rules develop.
Yeah.
They develop to solve problems within the sport. And like it or not, that's why they're there. They're there for something that actually kind of makes a lot of sense. That's why the sport rules developed the way they did, was to reward positional dominance. Because Jiu-Jitsu is supposed to, as closely as possible, mimic a fight, right? Without the actual striking.
Yes.
So, I feel like when people are like, oh, they're just going for points. Like, if they're scoring points, that means they're dominant in their position. What is your problem with that?
Yep.
I don't understand. I don't understand what the problem is with that. You're not allowed to hit. You're not allowed to punch in a jiu-jitsu tournament, a jiu-jitsu match. So, like my jiu-jitsu, I feel like I would probably end up scoring more points than anything because, let's be honest, I'm in the black belt division. The odds of submitting another guy in the black belt division are very low. Most black belt divisions are won on points.
Yeah.
And save for a select few who are extremely high level. But
or you just screw up and get caught.
Yeah, you can mess up. But my point is, everybody knows a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And they're all very good. Like, you get to black belt, you're pretty elite. And at any level of black belt, you're pretty darn good at jiu-jitsu. And, so if I get to a point where I'm mounted, especially with my background tends to be more of an MMA school.
Yeah.
Like, my first thought isn't to, like if they're going to grab their collars and hold them down.
It's to elbow them in the face.
Yeah, my first thought is, okay, well, this is a positionally dominant place. I could open his arms up by hitting him in the face. And, then his arms would move.
Yeah.
And then I could try to submit.
Yeah.
Which is what, and we'll get to this in a few minutes because I brought up a couple lists for you being our UFC aficionado.
Yeah, you mentioned. I have not seen them yet.
But I kept them from you on purpose.
I'm going blind.
But my point is, like, it's easy to submit someone when you can punch.
Yes.
It's much harder when you can't. And some would say, well, if you feel like you have to hit someone to submit them, then your jiu-jitsu isn't good enough. And I can see what they're saying.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's fine. I get that argument. But I think that's a better argument than, like, sport jiu-jitsu sucks. It does not.
Yeah, I mean,
it just does not.
Like I always say though, man, I'm not a big fan of like leg locks in a fight.
Yeah.
I want to be clear about that, but I do want to also be clear that you take a guy who's a decent competitor against some bum off the street, he's going to rip his fucking leg off.
Yeah. Well, I'm not as much a fan of the leg lock systems in a fight because I feel like you get very intertwined.
Yes.
And then it might be harder to get back up after you break so and so's leg. Now I could be wrong. Let's assume also that a guy who's good enough to get like a John Danaher Death Squad level guy is just as good at getting out of those positions as he is to getting into them.
I would assume
so. You'd probably go let's say honey hole lockdown and smash your leg and then be out of it before you know what happened, right? Like, so that's possible too.
Yeah.
But a lot of the leg lock systems, if you're doing leg locks right, the opposite leg isn't going to hit you very much. It's not that effective for striking, and you bust their leg if they can't walk. I learned this from Terry Silver. Do you know who Terry Silver is?
I do not.
Terry Silver is a fictitious character from Karate Kid Part 3.
Okay. I never made it past like one.
Well, see, you're missing out.
Really?
Because it's got one of the greatest scenes ever in all Karate Kid movies.
Okay.
And it's got Terry Silver. Basically, he pretends to be Daniel's friend, and he like comes in and convinces him he's a good guy, and he's also like a badass martial artist. And Mr. Miyagi won't train Daniel for the upcoming tournament because it wasn't the same situation.
So is this like the All Valley Karate tournament?
It's the same tournament, yeah.
Okay.
Except Terry Silver is friends of John Kreese. Do you remember who John Kreese was?
Yes.
Owner of the Cobra Kai?
Yes, I was going to say he was the bad guy.
Good friends with John Kreese. And so he's opening up the Cobra Kai again, but this time he's pretending to be a nice guy, right?
Mm.
So he says, you know what, Daniel? I'll train you to win the tournament. And he shows up and he has Daniel doing all these things, but he gave him 3 rules. And you tell me, and listen to all of them first.
Okay.
If a man can't see, he can't fight.
Okay.
If a man can't breathe, he can't fight. If a man can't stand, he can't fight. Those were his 3 rules.
They're valid rules.
Yeah.
They're legit rules.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's, to me, taking out an ankle, you're done.
That's number 3 on the list.
Yeah. So, I mean, and let's be honest, I mean, that's kind of what you do. So anyway, the awesome part about that is, like, he has Daniel, like, punching, like, straight up fucking 4x4s and kicking 4x4s until he can't walk or move.
Nice.
Knuckles are bleeding. It's great.
Nice. I'm going to check that out.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a good movie by any stretch of the
I
imagination.
wount anticipate it being a good movie, but I would probably still enjoy it.
Yeah.
You're talking to a blood sport fan,
Yeah,
Karate
it's
Kid,
great from that perspective.
kickboxer, you know, like,
Yeah.
I lived on these movies.
So, anyway.
All right.
So I learned from Terry Silver, if you can't stand, you can't fight.
Yeah. That's a legit point.
Like, anytime I watch those movies, I'm like, you know what? These guys, these Cobra Kai, they are not teaching things that are that bad. Like, maybe the no mercy thing, I can get that, but, like, yeah, that's a little extreme, but like...
The rest of the stuff's pretty valid.
I mean, the guys are fighting well. They're doing good. They're kicking
I mean, his
ass.
guy made it to the finals.
I know. And he was the champ before that.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway.
Yeah. And they had the cooler gis, let's be honest.
They
Those
did.
Cobra Kai
they had the
gis
black
were
gis,
sweet.
no sleeves on them.
I was going to say the sleeveless black gi is legit as shit.
You know it, man.
I'm a fan. And then, as a kid, I always thought that Cobra logo was so badass. Then you see it as an adult, you're like, it's kind of cheesy, though. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I still don't mind it.
Turns out Bill's got the Cobra Kai tatted on his chest.
It's like a Superman logo.
Yeah. All right, man. So let's see this list.
The list. So, let me check our time. See how we're doing here, real quick.
I think we're doing good.
Oh, yeah. We got plenty of time. We're fine. Okay, so this first list is from BJJ Heroes.
Okay.
And these are top 10 lists, right? So they are very, very subjective. They are not, be all, end all type lists.
Okay.
So let's see here. We got, and they've kind of divided it up by size. So you've got, and I'm going to be honest, I don't watch a lot of BJJ competition.
Yeah, I don't watch much unless I know somebody.
Not that I dislike it. I just don't have a lot of time for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you've got Cobrina. Very, very good.
Okay.
Charles Rubens. They call him Cobrina. And then also in his group, and they kind of have it like listed, total points that they give him and everything. But, you got Hoyler Gracie in that list, Hobson Mora, some pretty high level guys.
Is this like an all-time list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Middleweights. You got Marcelo Garcia at the top of it. You got Octavio Souza, Fernando de Silva. I'm just looking at some of the big names that most people recognize.
Jacare.
Yeah, Jacare. Anyway, there's that. Heavyweights. You got Andre Galvão and Jean-G Ribeiro, Salo Ribeiro, Leandro Lo. These are a lot of big names.
Yeah.
Rafael Lavado. There's just a lot of them.
Yeah.
In this one. Did I say Leandro Lo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ultra heavyweights. Roger Gracie, Marcus Almeida, Buchecha, Bernardo Faria. Yeah, another big list of names, right?
Number 7, Fabricio
Verdun. Number 7, though, right?
Yeah.
Mario Sperry.
Okay.
Some big guys there.
Yeah.
Best pound for pound. So they went pound for pound. They said Jean-G Ribeiro and Andre Galvão, number 1. Rubens Charles, Cobrina, number 2. Bruno I should look him up. I don't know him very well. Bruno Malfisine?
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, shows you. There's probably someone going, you haven't heard of him?
Kidding me?
Jesus Christ.
Fuck this podcast.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm not heard of him.
I follow more, I don't know. I just follow who I like, I guess.
Okay.
It's like I do with most sports. Marcelo's on there. Roger Gracie is number 4. I would argue Roger Gracie over Andre Galvão, but
I don't know, man.
I don't know about their point system either.
Yeah, Andre Galvão is fucking serious.
Roger Gracie?
Roger's legit as shit,
He's
too.
amazing.
I know, but I mean...
But, Romulo Barral, Salo Ribeiro, there's Marcus Almeida again. Lots of tough guys. Honorable mentions. They got honorable mentions of Hickson Gracie, Holes Gracie, Cassio Cardoso, Alberto Barreto. So anyway.
Yeah.
Point is, pretty good list.
Seems, yeah.
little hard to follow because it's like the top 10 in each division. So I know that wasn't a true top 10 list that I just read off.
Yeah, but I think the pound for pound was.
Yeah. So let's use pound for pound then.
Okay.
Okay. Pound for pound, 10 best grapplers. We'll go with that one.
Yep.
And I think that we'll see where this is headed. So
yeah, I was curious where you're going with this.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at a top 10 list of the best. And this isn't like a truly fair comparison. Let me say that.
Okay.
And the reason is self-defense. It's supposed to be against this untrained person, right?
Yes.
But the best I can do is to compare grapplers in sport to grapplers in fighting.
Okay.
That's all we got.
Okay.
Right. I don't have a list of grapplers who won against somebody that nobody knows about, right? Like I don't have that list. That list doesn't exist.
I will say 2 names jumped off that page at me.
Yeah.
Fabricio and Jacare.
We'll look.
Okay,
Calm down. Calm down,
I'm sorry.
killer.
All right, I'm trying to play
Calm
along
down.
with your bit, man.
Calm down.
This is what happens when you don't fill me on the plan.
We'll read the list. We'll read the list
All right,
together.
let's go.
All right. So anyway, let's take a look at the other list and see if those people show up in both lists, right? Because if they show up in both lists, that's a high correlation of sport jiu-jitsu to fighting capability.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you can translate one from the other.
Okay.
All right. So this is top, and these are both from BJJ Heroes, by the way. I tried to stay same website.
That makes sense.
So that it's kind of a fair comparison.
Okay.
So here we go. Best 10 fighters in jiu-jitsu. And I don't think this is in order of skill. It's just a list of 10 of them. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think that number 1 means that they're the best ever.
Okay. Let's see what we got.
So we've got Jacare.
Okay.
Which is one that you said jumped off the list.
Yeah.
You're thinking, yep, he's a badass in MMA too.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with that guy.
Nah, Jacare will fucking eat souls. Like, for real. He's a bad dude. Like, especially when he was on TRT. He was a fucking monster.
Oh, well, yeah, that helps.
Yeah, he was a monster on TRT.
How would you describe his style of fighting in
Smash pass.
Smash. Heavy, super...
Yeah.
Super, okay.
I mean, he's hit some... I remember one particular armbar he hit that, like, I've seen it. I was like, oh, I didn't know that could happen in MMA. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? But for the most part, I would say smash and pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Number 2, and I think this is... I don't know about this one.
What do they got?
Hosier Gracie.
Ooh... So what's the criteria? Is like, does it have
I
to
don't
be
know,
fighting
man.
success?
I mean that's my goal, but Trevor Prangley, Kevin Randleman. So he beat Kevin Randleman.
Yeah, but Kevin Randleman was
900 years old.
Yeah, didn't he shortly died after that? I mean, not to be a dick.
Oh,
but,
did he?
Yeah,
I didn't even know he was dead.
Yeah, he died.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So I mean that's a stretch in my opinion. You know, I'm a Gracie fan, but
yeah,
that's a bit of a stretch, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him on the top 10. We'll look up another top 10 list after this one.
Okay, maybe it's... I mean, he's not done bad in MMA, but he hasn't fought at that level. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I agree. Like whereas,
he fought in Ryzen, which is, you got UFC, you got Bellator, you got, what is it, 1FC or whatever it is over there, and then you got Ryzen, you know what I mean? So we're talking like the 4th level organization. You know, so that's, like I said, that's tough.
All right, here we go. Fabricio Verdun. Goes without saying.
In my opinion, top 3 greatest fighters of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Just in general, top 3?
All time. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Comes down to a few guys, in my opinion. I mean, you're talking about the guy who...
No, I mean that means that Stipe needs to be above him, right?
Well, Stipe gets the Ohio credit, so he's automatically number 1, man.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so let me be clear about something, man. I'm very biased about certain things.
All right, yeah, but so just to compare, we talked about Hosier Gracie's, Trevor Prangley, Kevin Randleman, and Yuki Kondo, versus wins by Fabricio Verdun, notable career wins, Alistair Overeem, Fedor Emelianenko, Antonio Minotoro, and Antonio Silva. So that's a big difference in who we're fighting.
Yeah, dude, Fabricio has beat the best of the best.
Here's another one that I think is a little controversial. I think the BJJ Heroes just like pick people who also did BJJ and got in the cage.
Okay.
Robert Drysdale.
Come again, sir?
Yeah.
When was this? What year was that?
Drysdale has hit the ground running in MMA with a series of first-round submissions. He got
So he's new.
by Joe. Yeah, and this is UFC's by Joe Silva, UFC's matchmaker. Now the former ADCC openweight champion is one of the few that have submitted. Marcelo Garcia gets a chance to test himself against the UFC's elite fighters.
Okay, so he's new.
Hold on, let's see when this was written. Of course, it doesn't have the date and time.
Okay.
Anyway.
So that makes sense then, because I don't know this guy that well. If he's
Well,
newer.
he's extremely skilled at grappling.
Oh, so you've heard of him?
Yeah, Robert
Okay.
Drysdale's super high level.
Okay,
I
I'll
mean,
check him out.
ADCC champion, has beaten Marcelo Garcia. Like, he's
Okay.
a badass, but I don't know that he's done anything in MMA.
Okay.
All right, Leonardo Santos.
Hmm.
All right, we'll keep going. Damian Maia, that's the one I was expecting to show up.
Yep.
But Damian Maia was a
Smash pass, take your back, and rear naked choke you.
yeah, just make you hate life and,
Yeah.
and throw you to hell.
And keep 3 points of base on the ground at all times while passing. That
Yeah.
was his thing. And did it so well.
And I'm going to be honest, the rest of these guys, Vinny Mangalish, really?
Oh, he did okay. But again, he fought in lower level organizations.
Oh, here's one.
Who got?
Josimir Palhares.
Oh, Husamal Palhares. Mr. Hold on to the ankle lock too long. He got what he had coming to him.
So I'm not sure that's a good list of notable jiu-jitsu MMA fighters. Like submission specialists in MMA.
Yeah.
Let's check this one. Dustin Haslett.
Okay.
He's pretty tough.
Okay.
Kind of old school.
Yeah. I was going to say that was a while ago.
So this is from Bleacher Report.
Okay.
There's Paul Harris again, number
Okay.
9. Paulo Filo.
Okay. Yeah.
Who's he? What can you say about him?
Only thing I really remember about him is fighting Anderson Silva. I mean, he didn't do too well, if I remember correctly. Talis Latis.
Yeah.
Again, another decent, had a above average UFC career. You know what I mean? Never, I don't think he was ever champion or anything, but he did well.
Yeah.
And then Fabricio, number 6. Man, that's
hard. Because this, by the way, this Bleacher Report one does appear to be what like a top 10 list. That it's counting down to number 1. Like,
yeah.
So they're putting Fabricio at number 6.
I don't know, man.
They're putting Minotauro above him at number 5. What do you think of that?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Minotauro, that's Big Nog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fucking. He was the first like well-rounded heavyweight champion we ever had in MMA, in my opinion.
And there's Jacare again.
At number 4.
Yeah.
So we got Damian Maia still to go. I can't wait to see the next 3. Oh yeah,
Aoki.
I forgot about Aoki. He was the shit.
Yeah.
He was really good. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have put him above Fabricio, but there's Damian Maia.
Number 2. And BJ Penn, number 1.
Yeah, BJ Penn. I don't hate their list.
It's not a bad list at all.
But you see a trend, though, there that these were a lot of old school jiu-jitsu competitors. You don't really see a lot of new...
And let's look, who's winning, who are some of, in your opinion, some of today's, we're fighting right now, who are our best submission fighters? The guys who are subbing everybody.
Honestly, man, that's kind of...
you got T-City.
Yeah. It's kind of a lost art, honestly, to just be a one...
Well, they don't have to be one-dimensional. That's just how they win. Usually.
How they win.
Yeah.
T-City jumps off the page. Tony Ferguson.
Turd Fergler.
Turd Fergler is fucking legit assassin on the ground. Nobody really jumps out in my mind right now. Like I said, everybody's so well-rounded. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you have to be. I mean,
yeah, like there's...
You go into the MMA these days, especially high level. We're talking UFC and all that stuff. Local events, you probably do what you want.
Yeah.
But you know, UFC, if you suck at any level at anything on UFC, you're not going to last very long.
No.
You know,
you can't.
You might sneak 1 or 2 wins in. If you're a jiu-jitsu specialist, you might sneak 1 or 2 wins in before people are like, hey, just don't go to the ground with him.
Yeah.
And then you realize you got to have some stand up to get them to the ground.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a ground and pound specialist, people will realize, okay, just sprawl.
Unless you're Khabib.
Yeah.
Nobody's figured that out yet.
Nobody's figured out Khabib?
No, he's undefeated.
Is he?
Yeah. It helped. Kevin Lee looked like he was doing the Khabib thing better than Khabib did it. All Khabib does really is get a takedown, get to top half guard. He'll control your base hand that you need to base to get up, and then just punch you in the face for 5 minutes. Next round, take you down, get to top half guard, control your one hand so you can't get up, punch you in the face. Like, this is all he does, and nobody can stop it. You know?
Good for him.
Yeah. I will say, though, looking at that list, man, a lot of those guys did very basic jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and I think what we mean by basic jiu-jitsu is what a lot of people these days would probably call ground and pound.
Yeah.
You would get the takedown, get a takedown.
Yep.
Literally drag the person to the ground. Get on top.
Control.
Tons of just shit ton of pressure. Keep their legs kind of useless to them. Get to the mount and start raining punches until they fucked up. They would either push or they'd
roll over.
Yeah, and most people roll because that's, quite honestly, when you're in that position, you got to do something. You know?
Yeah.
And so they roll over and then they get choked.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why the rear naked choke is the number one submission in MMA. You know, but
yeah.
You know, I guess so that's a cool list. You know, it's cool to look at these lists. But what I want to go back to is overlap. You know, and I didn't do my research well enough. I kind of came up with this idea this morning. I should have put another hour into it and research some of this because I want to know. Let's look at this one that was a better top 10 list.
Okay.
So on here,
we had Fabricio and Jacare.
Yeah, hold on.
And Damian Maia.
Yeah, I mean this one goes back, right? So this one's older than the list. I feel like the list of grapplers we looked at, although it had an all time, like some of these guys are still very good. Like BJ Penn. BJ Penn. I'm gonna research his BJJ career.
Okay.
Because I feel like, I mean, he got his black belt in 4 years for one.
Yes.
So this guy was not a
regular dude.
Yeah, you know. So let's see what BJJ Heroes says about him.
He was the prodigy for a reason. That was his nickname.
Yeah. You know, world champion.
Oh, did he win world?
Sport world champion.
Okay.
I thought so. I didn't want to say that, but I thought that was the truth. So at the black belt level. So, you know, there's a guy who did well in sport and did well in MMA. We paused for a second there, but we are back. I just wanted to kind of do a little bit more research and take a look at these guys' records. You know, and again, these are not the top UFC fighters. These are the top people who are submission specialists over time in MMA in general, right? So this isn't necessarily all UFC for anybody who's looking at that. But we did the top 10 list. We read that.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to kind of go back and do a little correlation for people. So we talked about BJ Penn, world black belt world champion, you know, year 2000. Of course, he was also the UFC lightweight and welterweight champion. Just a phenomenal fighter.
Yeah.
The prodigy, as you were just saying.
Yeah.
You know?
He was in terrible shape most of that time. Like, he was that good that he was a pudgy little fat dude and pulled all that shit off.
Yeah, I'd like to be as pudgy and fat as him.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got Damian Maia.
Okay.
2007 ADCC champion, IBJJF world champion, sport competitor.
Yeah. Yep.
Aoki. Now he's a little different because he wasn't in the IBJJF or anything. He was a Japanese fighter, but I remember him winning the Budo Challenge. I have that actually on video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you know, like he's done a ton of sport.
Yeah. Oh, very sporty guy.
Grappling.
I forgot about Aoki.
Yeah. Ronaldo Jacare.
Yeah.
World champion, black belt, ADCC champion.
Super high level jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah. Sport jiu-jitsu.
Yep. In the gi.
Yeah, in the gi.
Yep.
Minotauro, sport jiu-jitsu, Pan Am champion, Brazilian national champion, world silver medalist, world bronze medalist, Pan Am champion. I see Verdum, IBJJF world champion, black belt, ADCC champion, Pan Am champion.
Now, he won worlds like 3 or 4 times, didn't he?
Yeah, look, 2 times it says, 2003 and 2004.
Okay. And once as a blue belt. Okay.
Yeah, Thiago Fernandes, world champion, Brazilian national champion, World silver medalist, ADCC trials, second place. These guys are not just fighters.
No.
They competed in sport jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
They went by rules. They went by, so...
So now let me ask you this, though. That, every one of those guys you named is from old school sport jiu-jitsu.
But...
Not this more modern...
A lot of these are 2005, 2004 winners.
Yes.
They were doing Spider Guard. They were doing that stuff back
yes,
then.
but yeah, I guess Spider Guard would have been pretty relevant.
De La Riva Guard. All of that stuff is relevant.
I guess you're right.
I can show you black and white videos of people doing jiu-jitsu that looks very similar to what is popular today.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not that new.
That's why I asked the question, because I didn't have the answer.
And to me, it comes down to this. I think it's really hypocritical. Like, for example, we had someone in here teaching a seminar once.
Okay.
And he was teaching collar and lapel guard, essentially. Which is where you're holding a sleeve.
Yeah.
Sleeve and lapel guard, not collar and lapel. But, you hold a sleeve and you hold a lapel, and you try to make all your submissions happen with that set. It's a very, quote, traditional way of doing jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
He's very good at it.
Yep.
Omoplata, arm bars, things like that. But then, if you just take your foot and put it in the crook of the arm, you now have a spider guard. And he would say how much bullshit that is, and how he thinks it's cheating, and it's exploiting the gi, and it's... What the fuck are you talking about? You're already playing a game that doesn't exist. There's already... You know what I mean? No gi, his game doesn't exist. There is no collar and sleeve. There's wrist and head control.
So wait a minute. Did I meet this guy?
Yeah.
Okay, and he
hit you with a flying triangle.
Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, so...
He hit you with a flying triangle.
I know.
Let me say that.
I know.
And then would sit there and talk about how sport jiu-jitsu is bullshit. Hit you with a flying triangle.
Yeah.
And then says sport jiu-jitsu is bullshit. He's not going to do a flying triangle on the street. He's not an idiot.
Get power bombed.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's so hypocritical. I feel like it's very hypocritical to sit there and do cross chokes and sliding collar chokes and bow and arrow chokes, and then look at someone just because they're wrapping the gi around a leg and then around their leg and say, oh, they're doing it wrong. They're what? Exploiting the same exploit you're doing in the wrong way?
I just want to make sure I'm tracking. So he was the one playing the sleeve and collar game.
That's all he taught that day.
Yeah, I remember. And then if he said person said if you put your foot in their arm, now it's cheating and exploiting the gi?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody gets an entitlement to their opinion.
Yeah. It's hypocritical.
Yeah, oh yeah. It very.
That doesn't mean it's not hypocritical. It can still be their opinion, but it's very hypocritical. To me, there is no difference in doing a cross choke and a worm guard. It's clearly a different position. But you are still using the lapel.
Yep.
And, sure, I can do a cross choke more easily with the hoodie you're wearing right now.
Yep.
But I can also grab your sleeve and pull it down over your hand and then manipulate you, and now you can't punch me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, people don't think about that stuff.
Yeah.
Straight up hockey style, like pull your coat down over your shoulders. That's a legit
viable
strategy.
Fighting option.
That's why they do it.
Yes, that is a viable option. If you can get somebody they can't see, they can't fight, right?
Yeah. So, I just feel like a lot of hypocrisy goes on when people sit there and want to bash sport jiu-jitsu and say how bad it is.
I'm guilty of it. I'm definitely guilty of it.
Yeah, and what I feel it comes from is personal preferences.
Yes.
You have a preference toward your way of movement.
Yep.
And so, but I think it's important that we recognize that that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen matches where guys are so hell-bent on keeping a grip that they break their fingers in keeping it.
Mm.
Like when they're done with their match, like their fingers are literally broken because they twisted their hand up into the sleeve in such a way that the guy was trying to pass. And that happened in Metamoris to a very high level competitor. Pedro saw it.
Yikes.
And I think that's just stupid.
That is.
Like I don't think that's good jiu-jitsu because I don't think there's any value in breaking yourself.
No.
But what am I going to say? I can't say that those options aren't right. I mean, in our own curriculum, we use sweeps that are similar to like a lapel, or how about this? A basic lasso guard sweep, where you lasso guard, the guy comes into you, and then you use your shin to sweep him.
Yeah.
The same thing is taught in a basic curriculum, only you're using your shin on the inside of the knee instead of lassoing it around, because you know, with no gi you can't do it that way.
Yeah.
It's the same concept.
Yeah.
The exact same move, just done with an extra twist, because now you have a little bit more to grab onto.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just don't like the hypocritical approach that a lot of people have to jiu-jitsu.
I'm guilty of it too.
And I'm not even a competitor.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? You come do my jiu-jitsu, you know, with me, most of the time it's going to be smash passes and very tight and you know, focused on basic moves.
Yeah.
But I think there needs to be a healthy respect for the sport of jiu-jitsu and understanding what it is as well.
Yeah, I agree with you on
and
that.
the growth of the sport has brought so much attention to jiu-jitsu. You know, between MMA and sport jiu-jitsu, otherwise it would still be probably Jorge and Gracie teaching it out of a garage in California.
How crazy is that?
You know, without UFC, that definitely would have been that.
You ever just stop and think about how crazy that is? How
Yeah.
that, like, we actually seen a new sport come into existence.
Well, you know what's crazy about it too is like I read a book called Outliers, and it basically talks about people who are highly successful and the circumstances in which they grew up that helped aid to it. Remember, I think we had a discussion once before where, like, to me, like, luck is just where, like, your preparation meets an opportunity. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So both of those have to come into play. The opportunity you usually don't have much control over.
Yes.
It's either there or it's not.
Yes.
You know, in preparation you have all control.
Yes.
Over, right. So, but I mean, the opportunity like that I have in running a jiu-jitsu school and doing well with it, and you know, you're here with me, is because of, or, you know, I put in the prep of learning this jiu-jitsu and martial arts throughout my entire life, and then all of a sudden BJJ just became popular.
Yeah.
You know, like, that was very helpful.
Yep.
You know, and anyway, like that's just an interesting time to live. You know, and because of MMA and because of BJJ sport, people look for it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's, I don't know.
We live in a crazy time, Bill.
Yeah,
Jones.
it's crazy. It's crazy. I love it.
I do too.
I adore it.
It's amazing.
Oh man.
So what did we come to the same conclusion we always come to? Sport jiu-jitsu guys can fight too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
They can fight just fine. I've met many of them.
They're badasses.
And they're fine.
They're
They're
fucking
good.
badasses.
But I mean, like, even no-gi, like there's certainly a difference.
Hmm?
Like, if I say, hey, let's do no-gi, and they're used to playing like a worm guard or whatever, there's definitely a difference. You know, obviously they can't do that, so they have to change up their game a little bit. But guess what? It turns out they still understand body mechanics very well. They still understand how to sweep you. They still understand how to mount and how to get control and how to submit you.
Yeah.
Like, are they as good at it as they are gi? No, but why should they have to be?
I'm the same way. As an older dude, gi is much better for me because I can slow these kids down.
Mm-hmm.
I can tangle them up and make them move slow. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
I get it. I can relate.
It's they fight just fine. Leave them alone.
Yeah, right? Turns out they know what's going on.
And you may not like the order. Now this is the other argument, and we're kind of coming up on time. I don't want to go all day on this, but the other argument is, what do you teach first, right? Like you'll go into a lot of schools, and the first thing someone learns, you know, there is like ours is broke up into a fundamentals class, an open ranks class. Like, we're very fortunate that we have a lot of exposure.
Yeah.
So someone is going to come into our school and they're going to learn self-defense, and then they're also going to learn like a spider guard.
We're working spider guard this week.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
To the
you'll see both
100%er to heel hooks.
But but when I didn't have that, there was a focus more on just fundamentals.
Yes.
You know, like, that's what I chose. So anyway, you know, what should people learn first if you're given the choice? And that comes down to personal preference. Like, if you're a sports school, you're probably going to say, you know, let's say our two classes that we're running right now. We have a guillotine defense class going on this week.
Yep.
And we have it's actually a lapel and spider guard class going on this week. If you're a sports school, you're going to do the lapel and spider guard class. Why? Because you're going to see that more in tournaments.
Yep.
If you're a self-defense school or a Gracie school or something like that,
Yep.
you're going to focus more on the guillotine defense and basic side control submissions. And it's about what you want your people to walk out with. The average student trains for about a year to 2 years, and after those 2 years, what do you want them to be able to accomplish? So I can see how a white belt going to blue belt, you may not want them, just doing sport stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Because they may walk out after a year and not be able to defend themselves. I do get that. With just
That's a
1 year
valid point.
with just 1 year of training.
That's a valid point.
And
Very valid.
but I think it needs to be put that way.
Yeah.
And you know who's good at putting it that way?
Mm-hmm.
The Gracie Academy.
Yeah.
That's what they say. I mean, they have a whole thing. They're like, look, there's nothing wrong with any of this sports stuff. We just want you to walk out. If you only train for 6 months, we want you to walk out knowing that we gave you self-defense as opposed to lasso guards and stuff like that may not be useful to you. Because those people don't have the ability. They don't understand mechanics. They're not able to adapt.
Yeah.
BJJ black belts at almost all levels can adapt. Bless you.
Thank you. I tend to agree with you.
So
You know what I want to do? I want to take just like 20 random fights, just random UFC fights, and count how many moves are actually used. Because I feel like in striking, you got jab, cross, and hooks. And then basic leg kick, roundhouse kick. And that's pretty much the primary strikes that you ever see. I mean, you once in a while see a wheel kick or something, but primarily it's those few basic strikes. I would like to see what basic takedowns are used most, because double leg, body fold,
single
leg, and then
maybe a hip throw.
Very rare anymore, man.
Yeah,
because everybody hits sit down throws when you turn on them.
Oh yeah.
So nobody really turns anymore. But you know what I mean? And then like on the ground, what do you actually use? Pass the guard. You know what I mean?
Punch the face.
Yeah. I mean, rear naked choke, the occasional armbar.
Mount.
Yeah. I would love to just take some random fights and break them down and see how many moves are actually used. And I bet
Stand-in base is huge.
I bet it's less than 25.
Probably. Yeah, like, I mean, if you were building an MMA curriculum,
yeah,
what would the beginner need?
Yeah, I bet it's like 25 moves. That's just repeated in different situations.
One of the best MMA fights I ever saw, that I would say is the perfect execution of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu,
okay,
was done by a fighter named Micah Bender. Anyway, it was a local thing, NAAFS.
Okay.
And they touch gloves, and he comes in, he throws a couple jabs, feeling things out, and then he goes jab, jab, cross. The guy planted to counter. Micah double-legged him, took him to the mount, went to the mount, punched him in the face like twice. Guy rolled over, rear naked choke, fight was over.
Yeah. It's pretty common, man.
That's the perfect game plan,
yeah.
Right? And like if I was going to teach like a beginner's MMA class, that's probably the first series I would teach, is just something real basic like that.
Oh, you mean what we teach to the little grapplers?
Yeah.
Because that's what I teach them.
Yeah.
That exact same sequence. We were just doing that last week.
It's like, oh, you mean self-defense?
You mean jab, cross, double leg mount? Oh, yeah, that's what I was teaching to the 4-year-olds.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, but I really believe that. I mean, you don't really... there's the occasional guy that gets crazy, but for the most part, the highest level guys are doing the fewest things, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
The basics. The real
They do the basics better than anybody else. All of them.
Yeah.
Stipe, all of them.
What does Stipe do? Double leg, jab, cross, hook. That's fucking it, man.
Mm-hmm.
In every single fight going into it, people are, oh, he's going to lose this one. He's going to lose this one. Oh, nope, he lands a jab. Oh, there's the cross.
He has, in the most unceremonious of ways, become the number one fighter who's ever lived.
Yes.
Like...
And that's probably why he's so successful. I think we talked about it on the podcast, the pressure of being the baddest dude on earth.
Yeah.
Or gal in Ronda Rousey's case. I got to imagine it's tough.
Yeah.
Because you're going to lose. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't, unless you're Floyd and just really work the system, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah.
And then you're going to fall from grace, and they have to know that. But Stipe never put himself on that pedestal. He just goes in there, gets it done, and then goes and drives around his lawn on his riding lawnmower. That's probably how he did it.
That's funny.
I don't think it's a coincidence. I really don't.
It probably helps.
And he's still a firefighter.
Yep.
How badass is that?
The only millionaire is going to retire with like a government pension.
Yeah. Good for Stipe. He's got full bennies and, that stuff's real good. Good for Stipe.
Good for him.
That's great.
I love success stories. I love seeing
too.
people succeed.
Especially guys like Stipe.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you hate it when you see a loser make a lot of money or whatever, but I would consider them not successful in other ways.
Yeah, that's not successful.
Stipe seems to be an all-round successful human being.
Yeah.
Like, good family man, good dude, nice guy. Like the kind of guy you like to see become a millionaire.
So I had a friend who had one of those UFC pictures, and took it up to the firehouse and left it and asked if they could have Stipe sign it. Not only did Stipe sign it, he came out, signed it, took a picture with the guy and his kid, gave him the thing. You know what I mean? Like these, I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that just makes me happy. Like he didn't have to come out. You know what I mean? He could have said, "Fuck this piece of paper. What do you think I am?"
Or he could have just, he could have done it a million different ways.
Yeah. But he's like, "Oh, I'll come out and take some pictures." So... And that was just recently. Like
once his career calms down, I'd like to bring him in for a seminar.
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
But I mean, right now...
That's 5 years off.
Yeah, whatever. I'll still be around.
I will too.
People will still love him.
Yep. Especially in Ohio.
Yeah.
We love our own.
We'll probably have to rent out a fucking gymnasium.
Yeah. Yep. So. All right, man. You got anything else?
No, man. That's all I got. So how can they get a hold of us?
There's a million ways, man. blackbelttips@gmail.com, blackbelttips.com, blackbelttips on Facebook, at Top Level GJJ.
I'm at Top Level GJJ on Twitter.
At Eddie Jiu-Jitsu 33. And I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I think that's it, man.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
I'm Bill Jones.
And I'm Ed Whitney.
And we're out.
Out.